Falling in love is one of the biggest risks you can ever take in your life. I mean, it is essentially giving another person access to your heart, your emotions, your resources, your time, and your very existence. But the question you need to be asking yourself is it worth it? Is it worth it to fall in love? It is fair if I assume that a number of people will say, yes, it is worth it, especially if you're in love with someone that loves you back. It can be one of the most beautiful things to ever exist on the face of this earth. And it is also fair for me to assume that a good number of people might say that falling in love is the worst decision you can ever make. To them, love is not worth it. As a matter of fact, there is no love. The only thing that exists is you loving yourself. That is a perspective that I can also understand. I believe that the reason why people might answer yes or no to this question is based on their past experiences and, of course, their current situations. But in this video, I want to talk about the 3 outcomes, the 3 things that can happen when you fall in love. Before we get started, I just want to say very quickly, I am Emmanuel Smarth. I make videos about relationship and personal growth. If that is of interest to you, kindly consider subscribing and being a part of this community. Now, let's get started. The first thing that happens when you fall in love could be the best thing that ever happens to you. Now, I need you to free your mind of any distractions and just imagine this for a second. Imagine you're with a person that loves you, a person that cares about you, a person that is your best friend, someone you can rely on, someone you can count on, someone that is willing to be there with you through the good times and the bad times. Just imagine that for a second. And then also, I want you to further go down on that part of imagination and just think about a person that, no matter the situation, will never let you down. A person that you have the potential to build a family with. A person that you could get married to. A person that is your life companion. Think about all those beautiful things. That is what it feels like to fall in love with the right person. Now, I'm not saying that there are not going to be problems. There are going to be some problems. There are going to be some arguments, some conflict. Every relationship experiences that. But if the both of you are willing to work it out, the both of you are willing to compromise, then that could be a beautiful thing. I don't know about you, but if you ask me, that is the risk I'm willing to take. So that is the first thing that can happen when you fall in love. The second thing that can happen when you fall in love could be the worst experience of your life. I promise, I'm not trying to scare you away from love. I'm not trying to paint a negative picture of what love is, but I need you to imagine again for a second. How would it make you feel when you fall in love with a person that you felt like was in love with you, but it turns out that it was all a lie? Imagine being in love with a person that you give your time to, you give your money, you sacrifice for this person. You do everything in your power to ensure that they are happy. You do whatever it takes to put a smile on their face. You make sacrifices that you've never made for any other person. You give them more of yourself than they give themselves to you. Just imagine that for a second. And then it turns out that your efforts were futile. It turns out that this person does not love you. This person was manipulating you. This person was using you. This person was only there with you for the benefit that they were getting from you. Just imagine how hurtful that can be. As a matter of fact, I think the hurt is inexplicable. When you experience such traumatic or such heartbreaking, thing, it becomes difficult for you to believe in love. I think this is some of the experiences that can leave people with the belief that love does not exist. It can leave such a negative taste in their mouth that they will just conclude that love is not for me. So that is the second possible thing that could happen when you fall in love. The third thing that could happen when you fall in love is that you fall right back out of love. Let me explain. Sometimes in our life, we meet people and we feel like they are the one for us. We go on dates. We have a little bit of connection here and there, and things are going good until they stop going good. You don't know what happened. You don't know the reason why. It is impossible to bring back the spark. You try for a little while, but the more you try, the more your heart keeps telling you that this is not right. Just walk away. So there are times when people fall out of love. You see, when it comes to the matters of the heart, this is something that is difficult to understand. It is something that we cannot fully comprehend. One instance is possible that you can think this person is the love of your life, and that the more you get to know them, the more you see them in different light, in different phases, it just kills whatever connection or whatever affection you have for them. And this is no ill intention. You know, sometimes the both of you feel the same way, sometimes it's just you. In a situation like that, I would advise that you come forward and let the person know that you don't love them anymore, instead of this just straining them and just bring them along for a ride. Here's what I want you to get from this video. You see, guys, when you find a person that loves you, when you find a person that understands you, when you find a person that is willing to do whatever it takes to make you happy, hold on tight to that person, especially if the both of you love each other. Now, I'm always going to say that there are going to be problems here and there, but you should be willing to have a compromise. You should be willing to work things out. Trust me, if you find someone that loves you, this could be the best thing that can ever happen to you. In the second instance, you could find someone that's going to deceive you completely, but I don't want you to give up on love. I know it's hard. I know it's frustrating. I know sometimes you could have your heart broken countless times to the point that there's nothing left to break anymore. But don't give up. You just need to take some time, figure out your life, calm down, don't fall for the wrong people. I don't know what the problem might be. I don't know the specific problem or the specific issues, but calm down, don't give up. Because trust me, someday you're going to get someone that actually deserves you. So I can understand when you feel like love does not exist and nobody loves you. And then, of course, there is the third option, which is to say you fall in love with someone and along the way you fall out of love with them. It is okay. It is okay. The only thing I would say is that learn to be upfront with them, learn to be honest with them. Don't drag them along. If you don't love them anymore, tell them that you don't feel the way you used to feel before. All right? So I really want to hear from you guys, and I would appreciate it if you can drop me your thoughts, your comment, share this video, share it to your friends and family. And if you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing to this channel. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.